Somalia has been praised for its economic reforms in recent years. The World Bank has announced an $80 million grant to help the country strengthen its financial sector and improve service delivery. CGTN's Abdulaziz Billow has more from Mogadishu.
The global money lender made the announcement on Wednesday, marking the first disbursement to Mogadishu in 30 years. World Bank will now provide the federal government with $80 million in grants to finance economic reforms and strengthen domestic revenue and public financial management capacity. Mogadishu has welcomed the commitment from its international partners. As part of the new engagement, the World Bank will now assist the Horn of African nation to improve service delivery, including education, healthcare services, access to clean water, energy, and finance for its citizens.
We are very happy with the outcome of the World Bank approval of 80 million, which is the first part of a project of about 140 million. The other 60 million, 20 and 40, they are also in the process. And we are expecting that the other 60 will also be approved within the year, before the end of the year. We are the 37th country going through this in Africa. And I think we are one of the 3 countries left to do this. It's Somalia, Sudan, and Zimbabwe.
The country's economy is also expected to grow by an average of between 3.5 and 4.5% annually in 2019 to 2022. It's during this period that the funds will be put to use under a program called the Country Partnership Framework. But there are concerns that key economic drivers remain vulnerable to shocks. Recent floods displaced thousands from their farms in southern Somalia. That also led to massive food shortage and scarcity of commodities in the markets. Livestock trade is by far the country's principal source of revenue, contributing 40% to the country's GDP. But drought continues to threaten the industry that was beginning to record a steady growth in recent years. Somalia exports its livestock mainly to Middle Eastern countries. The country is now expected to channel $40 million to build resilience among farmers and pastoralists.
40 million is for resilience building across the country. 20 million is for establishment of strengthening the financial institutions aspect of things. Financial, the central bank, and anybody that's working with finance. And the 80 million is extension of projects that have already been there. It is also generally capacity building of the country, of the government structures and infrastructure.
Somalia owes over $5 billion to international creditors, but the Ministry of Finance says that despite challenges, it's in the process of gaining trust from the global money lending institutions. In its latest assessment report on Somalia, World Bank has painted a positive image of the country's financial sector reforms. Mogadishu says that it's in the process of fulfilling all the required standards so that it can seek long-term loans that are crucial for the revival of the key sectors of the country's economy destroyed by decades of conflicts. Officials also say that they have improved domestic revenue, collecting a total of $42.5 million in domestic revenues in the first quarter of 2018. The highest revenue collection in a single quarter. Abdulaziz, Billow, CGTN, Mogadishu, Somalia.